So welcome aboard adventurers to the brand new Disney Destiny, the newest cruise ship in the fleet for the cruise line. So today, as you can tell, we are going to be going deck by deck and doing a complete ship tour of this brand new and gorgeous ship. So we'll be doing how we always do these videos. So we are going to be going deck by deck, starting on the very lowest deck, working our way all the way to the very top, checking out every bar, every lounge, and the food, and the restaurants, and everything else. So if you haven't done so, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, or welcome aboard the Disney Destiny Cruise Line ship. This ship's main theme is heroes versus villains. This is the first time the Disney company has gone out of its way to make something that is related back with the villains, but also the fact that they're kind of heroes versus villains. And you'll see a lot of that stuff as you see. So right now we are at the very forward. We're gonna take the elevator down to number 2. As usual though, we will not go down to 1. Deck 1 is where you will get off the ship when you're at ports. And as you can see on this map, see it's health center, which is gonna be at the forward. So if you ever are on the ship and you feel bad, you can actually call ahead of time and go down there. On this cruise ship though, when you are in the forward, it is going to be all villains. As you can see, there's Hades, Pain, and Panic. But not just that, when you're in each elevator, there is certain designs. So right there is Maleficent, and each elevator has different designs. Not each elevator, but the forward and aft have different elevator designs. So you'll see in the forward one, it's going to be villains themed. So let's see if we can find those. So as you see, you walk in right now and you see you've got Maleficent right here.
Doors closing.
Hi, Minnie. I think it says Disney Destiny on the mirror. And then you've got Cruella, Hades, Ursula, the Evil Queen, and Scar. So make sure you check out all of those. So now we are into the forward section of the ship. And I'm going to try to remember to tell you guys what side everything is. So you have starboard is going to be the right side of the ship. Port is the left side of the ship. Forward just means the very front. And then when I say aft, you're at the very back of the ship. We're going to be starting on deck number 2. So deck 2 is going to be some of your staterooms. But also, this is where your kids clubs are going to be. So if you come out the elevators, immediately to the right, that is staterooms. Those are going to be some of your ocean view staterooms and some inside staterooms. Ocean staterooms are just rooms that have a porthole and no veranda or balcony. If you go to the port side here, you can see there is a sign for the Oceaneers Club. But the one thing that also you need to be aware of is that if you are looking for the Walt Disney Theater and you're in a handicap or you're in a wheelchair or scooter, you'll come all the way to the forward on the port side of deck 2, and that's how they'll get you into the theater. But now as we turn the corner, we're going to be heading down this hallway to the Oceaneers Club and the Kids Club. And as you can see, it is themed towards Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope Von Suites. Because you can see, not only do you have the pictures, but look at the carpet. It kind of looks like swirls and stuff in it. The one thing I'm going to tell you that is very impressive about this ship, the artwork is something you have to stop and look at. I have so many pictures of just artwork on my phone, on this camera, and everything else. Also on this deck, there are some of your inside staterooms. Inside staterooms, or as they say, they're going to be inside. No window, no balcony. They're going to have a magic porthole though, but these are going to be the rooms that are going to be the quote-unquote cheapest on the ship, but they're the least amount of them on the ship. So we're going to continue on down, and then we're going to make an immediate left, which is the only way we can go. And now we're heading into more kids club stuff. And as you can see, this is going to be themed towards your Marvel. If I'm able to go into these, I will be showing you guys what's inside of it. So this is going to be the kids club, the Marvel section. Now it's going to be very similar to the one on the treasure that we did see. And they also do have the Star Wars one as well. They do have open house this morning at 8, so more than likely we will go down here. But the kids club pretty much spans all of deck 2. And not only just the kids club, but then also the nursery and everything else. You also see they do have Star Wars as well. So you get to the midship area, and this is where you're gonna have the main entrance into the kids club. Now there are two ways you can enter. You can either enter in up there, down the slide, it takes you right into the kids club, into the Oceaneers Club. Or you can come down the stairs or down one of the hallways and you enter here as well. What happens is your kids will get registered in, and either on their magic band or they'll be given a magic band, and they'll come in and scan in, and they can come and go all hours that the club is open. But you can see there's Wreck-It Ralph. You can take yourself a nice little picture. I do love the macarons that are on it for it, and all of the designs along the portholes. And now what's been really cool about this ship is the lighting effect is one of the coolest things they have done. As you can see, the lights underneath each stairs. This lights around, because you're pretty much right to the atrium. Like the atrium is right up there, one level above us. The lighting effect is insane and gorgeous. Oh look, there's Vanellope Von Sweets. You see, she's welcoming you as you slide down the slide into the kids club, and you can even check in up there as well. So, and continuing on, we're going to continue on from midship and continue towards the back of the ship. And as you see, it does give you the list of activities that will be going on throughout the day. So if you ever are curious, you can stop and look. Now you continue on. This is still a continuation of the kids club with the frozen section. So when you go in, you can go right or left, and it takes you all the way around the entire kids club space. Now that you get past that, you're entering into more of your toddler space. So this is gonna be for like your toddlers, not quite babies, like a little older than a newborn, but not quite old enough for kids club. And I'll find out the exact age for the kids club here in a second. But we've been in here before on the treasure, and in here they have all sorts of games and playthings and stuff is like that. But if you continue on, as we continue towards the aft, you have the Small World Nursery. Now this is gonna be for your babies, your infants. This is gonna cost extra though. This is about $20 a day if you wanna bring your kid and put them in the Small World Nursery. Now, this is where you bring them in, but you have to set up times to bring them down as well. And this is not open all day long. It is only open from, I think this is 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. So this is good for like if you are going in to eat, or you need a few minutes, or they need a break and there's stuff you want to do, or you want to go to the port. This is a good thing to have. This does cost extra. The kids club down there does not cost any extra. This only costs extra because of the extra precautions. You have to bring their food, you have to bring their diapers, you have to bring their bags, give them an idea of what's going on, and they will get in contact with you if anything happens. So if anything happens, they will end up sending you a message through the Navigator app. So if you are going to be coming on a Disney cruise and you do have those little ones, this is an option. It just does cost a little extra, so keep that in mind. Continue on down the long walkway, we're going to continue on to the elevators now. And you can see there is more staterooms here. There is ocean and inside staterooms. You come back out here, and again, you can always tell when you're in the lobby or where the elevators are, is because of the floor work. And like I said, you got to stop and look at every little piece. So now we are in the hero section of the elevators. There is only 2 sets of elevators on this ship, which is probably my biggest complaint. But now you're into the aft elevators. And this is where you're gonna find your heroes. You can see Sorcerer Mickey right here. And it kind of gives me like a phantasmic vibe, because you have Maleficent in the aft, and then you have Sorcerer Mickey here, or you had Maleficent in the forward, and you have Mickey in the aft. And I want to show you guys this elevator as well, because again, this elevator is going to be themed towards heroes. So you come on in, you can see it is Mickey, Sorcerer Mickey, and then you've got Scar, Baymax, Mulan, Hercules, and Merida. And again, Disney Destiny, cool little photo op. Now we are up to deck number 3. And here's where it's gonna get a little funky, is that if you come off and you go to the starboard or the port side of the ship, it all leads you the same way. So let's go down to the port side, since we started on the starboard side, aka the left of the ship. So we're gonna go down this way, and again, you're in between the sit-down dining location of 1923. in 1923 has two sides to it. It has the Walt side and it has the Roy side. But as you come out, you see that is the same path that would let out. So that's why I said it doesn't really matter. But I did want to show you guys this. This is probably one of the coolest things. This little mural of Sorcerer Mickey when the brooms are filling everything up and the sorcerer has to stop it all. It's just like on the treasure. This was Steamboat Willie, and I really like this. Oh, and look, you can see Chernobog popping up. I hadn't even seen that. So it's all the stuff from Fantasia, and I love it. All right, we are going to continue on through between the restaurant, and now you're going to be entering into the main section of the atrium. I'm not going to show you that quite yet. I want to show you where 1923 is. It's going to be on the port side and the starboard side. So if you are looking for the Roy side, you're going to be heading over to the starboard side, the right side of the ship. And there's the Roy side. The big reason why it's important to know where that is that if you are going to be doing your dining location and it says Roy, this is the side you're going to be coming to. But what's even cooler is right outside the restaurant, they do have stuff about Roy O. Disney. They got a young picture. They got Roy when they were finishing up the castle in Walt Disney World, his bronze statue that sits at Walt Disney World, and his legacy window as well. And you can see more stuff as well over here, him holding the little Mickey. And when Roy was in the Navy still, the facade to their first studio, and you got Walt and Roy and Alice from when they were doing the Alice in Wonderland stuff. And look, there's his Disneyland ID. That is so cool. And then if you go to the port side, the left side of the ship, you're now going to be seeing the Walt Disney side, the man that created it all. All of this really cool artifacts and everything that there is to be seen by one man who had a wild ambition. The Adventures statue that is at Disneyland's California Adventure. There is the welcome phrase and the casting sign over at Disneyland. Walt working on a sketch of Mickey. Walt and Lillian sitting on a cruise because the man loved traveling. You got Walt and the Sherman brothers and all sorts of all this fun artifacts as well. So you got to really stop and look at everything. What's pretty cool about 1923 as well, it is almost like a museum of like Disney animated films. So if you walk in, there's different animated films, different sketches, different things to be seen. So if you go in, when you go into 1923 for your dining and or breakfast, because it is open for breakfast and lunch, really stop in. The thing I also want to show you is now, right past the Walt Disney side, you have all of this cool concept art that was created. This is a lot of stuff that we saw as things were getting designed and brought in. So like you see the atrium, the sanctum, the different room numbers and design. As you see, you can either have a Merida room, Big Hero 6, or Hercules like we're in now. You have the cafe design from Hercules, the different designs of the atrium, the floor, the carpet, the different design options. And then you have the Grand Hall elevator lobbies, their final design, and then the Cafe Merida one. We walked over from that side over to this one over here, and this one is going to be more of the little bit behind the scenes that you saw of the designing of the Disney Destiny. So here's your deck 11 with the bars, the different pools, the layout. You have the ship's bell. This was a commemorative of the actual bell that is on the ship itself. Then you go run up, and you have the AquaMouse, which this one we still need to ride, and we want to check out this version, which is Villain's Mountain, and then more designs as well. And as you can see, then there's the Stern character and Minnie dressed as a superhero sitting in front of the funnels, just like you would anywhere else. And then on every one of the Wish class, Philip Genote has put a wooden model on every single ship. The Wish, it was blocks. The Treasure, it was like layers. And then this one, you can see it's designed into quarters. It just gives him an idea of where everything is. It puts the ship into perspective because you have a very limited space to work with. And so he uses this as a way to help with the design process. He's one of the main designers of the Disney Destiny. You can see there's the logo right there. And then the ship build number, which is number 706, the keel coin, which in maritime tradition, it is always good luck to put a coin on the very keel when you first lay the hull to help it with good luck and fortune as it sails. Then you have the stern characters. Some of the little mock-ups of the spider bots, because this is a Heroes themed ship, you do have the little spider bots and Spider-Man. And you can see, I love the Spider-Mans. I love this little guy. He's probably my favorite. I want a little version of him. And then the Disney Destiny ship horn, which sadly haven't heard the horn, and I'm really kind of sad by that. And it plays several Disney classics, including Go the Distance. There's another one. There's a couple of, Kuna Matata, and there's another one I need to remember. But these are the ones that they added just for this one. So now let's stop looking at, for you guys, probably the boring stuff. Let's continue on. We are going to move into the Grand Atrium, the Grand Hall. But first, you see this right here? When you start your Disney cruise aboard the Disney Destiny, this is where you will start your cruise, and this is also where you will end your cruise. And then once you walk in, you're going to walk in to the beautiful atrium of the Disney Destiny. And you really have to kind of take it in. It is 3 different levels. And it's actually my favorite design of the atriums. We've been on the Magic class, the Dream class. The Wish class probably has the best atrium design for it, and it has the best space. But you can take a little look around, you can see everything that's going on. Up there, that's where characters come out, aka more likely Loki when he takes over the ship. On the stage itself, it has the Disney Destiny sign that you'll see on the side of the ship. But you can see all the lighting. This lighting effect is one of the coolest, and I hope I show you guys what this kind of looks like randomly throughout the trip. Because there is a few times that the ship is taken over by the villains, by Loki. But like last night for Pirates Night, it was all orange for pirates because pirates are taking over. We're in the Caribbean, there are pirates. But then you have your bronze statue. This is going to be the Black Panther, King T'Challa. And I think it's a little bit of a nice little nod to Chadwick, the actor that played Black Panther, as he has since sadly passed away due to cancer. But I do love his panther is with him. He's standing here in his vibranium. It is a very powerful bronze statue. So this is where your cruise journey will begin, right here in the atrium before you do anything else. So really take it in. When we walked in, I had to stop and look because when we were on the treasure, I was moving around too much. This time when we came in, I had to stop and look at everything. So we will be back through to check it out from the different levels, because each level, it gives you a different perspective of the atrium. And it's also designed around the Wakandas, or from Wakanda, and you can always tell by the chandelier. It was fun. It was one of the days when we were at Castaway, they had the chandelier down because they were still working on stuff. Now, this is where it's getting a little funky to go back and forth. So, on the port side over here, we talked about the entrance to the kids club, the slide. This is where you're going to go if you're going to go in. I'm going to have a little issue because of the backlight, so I need to make sure I kind of rush through it. But you can see there is a slide. It does open up, but you also scan in. If you're going to be going in, it takes you right down. You then have your bar right here. This is actually connected to DeVille's. This is DeVille's bar. So for the Cruella DeVille bar and everything. So we'll get there in a second. I just want to walk over here to show you the shopping sides first, and then we'll walk back to this side. Gotta be a little careful because they are filming in the sanctum, but I'll show you that, and I do have footage of the sanctum so we can go back and look at that. So looking from the atrium, we are going to turn towards the starboard side, the right side of the ship. And this is where we're going to find our first set of shops. So you get the Grand Hall collection, which is going to be your expensive jewelry and expensive stuff. So this right side is going to be nothing but expensive things. And the Grand Hall collection goes all the way down and then continues on to the Royal Regalia. And again, this is going to be your expensive jewelry, your designs, your crown of light, anything of that nature you are interested in. This is where we're going to go. And this one goes all the way down. Now I'm not going to continue on because it looks like they are filming something. So I'm going to actually leave and go to the other side and show you a little bit of stuff over there. I do want to show you, so like you see back there, they are filming. So I'm going to be a little mindful. This is still a preview cruise. This is actually the first preview cruise. So this is the first chance I've had to film, to look, to do any of that stuff. So I'm having to be mindful. Now, kind of like what happened to the treasure, they were up in one of the coffee locations, the cafes up on the 4th and 5th deck. Today they're out down in the sanctum. So we will get more footage of the sanctum so you guys can see that and get an idea. I should have some of that stuff for you guys to see. But I did also want to show you the really cool cross-section artwork that they have of the Disney Destiny. I think it's a really cool design piece. It's not the exact layout, but it's a fun way for them to see it and all that stuff. So that is actually one of my favorite things. Now going to the port side, you now have DeVille's. So if you remember on the Treasure, this was the Aristocat Lounge. DeVille's is the lounge here, and this is going to be themed towards who else? Cruella DeVille. And inside there is a spotted piano, and it's actually one of the cooler things to be seen. And actually we got to see in here for a little bit yesterday, and they do play live music and all of that cool, fun stuff. And sometimes Cruella DeVille does make her appearance in her own lounge. Walk down the port side. Now I'm not going to be able to show you much, but there is a sanctum right here, and I will show you guys the footage from the sanctum as I've gotten from the past. And it's themed towards Doctor Strange and the sanctum out in New York City. So if you know any of that stuff, that's where it is. But then if you right there on the right, past Treasures Untold, is the Haunted Mansion Parlor. And just like on the Treasure, this thing is still just as amazing and gorgeous as what's for. It wasn't quite as, like, breathtaking the first time I saw it this time like it was when we first saw it, but it's still a very fun place. And they still do have the Screaming Sodas as well. So you gotta really take the time to go in there and check it out. It is really only open from 5 to midnight. And I feel like on this cruise, a lot of people are trying to hit it as quickly as possible. When you're on the Treasure on those 7 night, it was not as bad. Now, Treasures Untold is going to be your another shopping area. This is gonna have a little bit of more, I think, more casual wear, I think, in my opinion. This is also gonna be where your Dooney and Burks are gonna be. If you're interested in new sunglasses from the Sunglass Hut, you go down here. And it's gonna be where your Pandora charms are gonna be as well. And if you're looking for anything from the Cast and Cannon or the Haunted Mansion Parlor, you're gonna get their stuff in here. When we were on the Treasure, they wouldn't allow us to buy any of this stuff when we came on ours. But this time, they're allowing you to buy it. Now, continuing on, at the very forward, you're gonna hit the Walt Disney Theater. The Walt Disney Theater is gonna be where your Broadway production shows will be going on. This is where today at 2 o'clock, we're gonna be coming to see the brand new Disney Hercules. Hercules has not been on any of the Disney cruise ships, and this is gonna be the first time it is debuting. Today they'll be showing it 3 times, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 8:30. Now just to the left of it, you have preludes. You have preludes on both port and starboard side. And this is where you're gonna be able to get your popcorn, your drinks, your popcorn buckets, your sippers, all of that good stuff you're gonna be able to get here, including candy and alcoholic drinks if you are looking for that kind of stuff. So that's where that's gonna be. Same thing will be on the starboard side of the ship. I personally think that if you come on a Disney ship, you need to do the Disney Broadways. You need to do the shows. You need to do those things. These are the things that you're gonna want to do and take the time out of your day to experience. They're some of the greatest things on the high seas and everything about it. So, but that's deck 3. All right, now we are up to deck number 4. And this is gonna be, we're starting in the forward part of the ship right here. Now, if you go to the port or starboard side, it doesn't really matter because it's the same thing on both sides. Once again, there is another entrance into the Walt Disney Theater. There's also going to be a bathroom for men's on this side and then the women on the other side, on the port side. But the reason why it's important to know which side you get off on is because you can see right here, you see the Peter Pan, you see Wendy and the Darling Boys, but you have the Neverland Cinema. So on these Wish class, there are 2 cinemas or 2 movie theaters. You have the Neverland one, which is on the starboard side of the ship. You have the Wonderland Cinema, which is themed towards Alice in Wonderland. And really stop to take a look because this is all edged in. This is like you can actually feel this on both sides. So throughout the cruise, you will be able to come in and watch some movies. And if there's a brand new movie debuting, they will debut it on the ship the same day, sometimes even a few days early as well. So, like when we came on the Treasure, the Moana 2 movie debuted. And we were able to come in and head down and watch. This is super comfortable. These chairs are really nice. And if you're really interested to know what is being played, they do have a full list right here. And I do like that there was 2 of them so they could play 2 different movies at a time. And I love on every time you want these, they do tell you the ship time, because when you're traveling and everything else, you may forget what time it is, or depending on if you change time zones, that will make a difference as well. But if you come back towards the middle of the ship, not really midship, but between the starboard and port, you have Saga snacks. Now, this is where you can come and get, so you see your popcorn buckets, plenty of snacks, including those character gummies that I'm completely obsessed with right now. Different sippers you can have. You can buy this all right here. And it's wonderful to have this because you can use this before you go into the Neverland Cinema or the Wonderland Cinema, or if you're going into the Walt Disney Theater. And now we're back to the starboard side, the right side of the ship, and now you come up to Saga. Saga is the big activities area. This is a 2-level activity zone, and this is themed towards Wakanda, the Black Panther, and everything else. And this is where you're going to have a lot of your big production things. So like when we watch the Disney Villains game show, this is a big production. It's got a stage, it's got lights, it's got a big screen. It's a very cool space to hang out. And inside they do have alcoholic beverages you could purchase. And every bar or of those natures, I will stop and I will make sure to put up on the screen for you guys a complete list of all the different drinks they have to offer. Now we are going to continue on to the port side, the starboard side, the right side. This also is going to be the first place you'll be able to access the Promenade, which is the outside area of the ship where you can stand, get some fresh air, and everything of that nature. The Promenade, though, on the Disney Destiny and the Wish class does not go all the way around the ship like it did on the others. As you can see right here, there are lounges out here you can go out, but on the Magic and Dream class, you'll be able to go all the way around and use heavy a running trail. This, however, at a certain point, will move up to deck 5. But what's really cool about that is at deck 5, you can actually go all the way to the very front of the ship, and we will visit that once we get closer. Ooh, there's another Disney ship out there. I think that's the Dream. We were following the Dream last night. Sorry, sidetracked. We're going to continue on into the Atrium space. All right, now we have made it back into the Atrium. And now, like I said, every time we come into the Atrium now, until we get past deck 5, we're going to continue to look at the Atrium space to give you an idea of what it looks like from every single level. But once you get to this space, this is where you're going to have 4 different things. First, you're going to have the Disney Vacation Club section. So if you are a Disney Vacation Club member, or you are a part of that, or you're looking to join, you can actually come here, and sometimes they have little specialty gifts you could pick up. So like when my mom came on our trip in March on the Dream, came and picked up stuff here. But there is another section for the Disney Vacation Club for a preview space. But just past that, it's gonna be the spot that tends to be the most popular, especially with the little ones. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and it's open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and you do have to make reservations, and all times you have to make those reservations on the Navigator app before the ship does sail. So make sure you have that app readily downloaded and available. But as you can see, just like they do at Disney World, nice little parlor, nice little place for the little girls or even the little boys to get completely dressed up. And also over here on the port side is going to be your Disney guest services and your port adventures. So this is going to be where if you have any issues that you may are encountering, you can actually go here to meet me talk with one of them. But if you also have any issues with your port adventures, or you have a port adventure, you can stop down there at the end to check it out as well. What I do love is this mural they created. This is why I said it's really interesting. You have to stop and look at everything as you go along on the ship because there's so much artwork to be seen. So continuing on, we are going to be turning around from the atrium, continuing towards the back of the ship. And this is where we're going to hit one of our first cafes. This is going to be Cafe Megara. This is going to be the one themed towards Hercules and Meg. And as you can see, you've got all the nice little clouds and everything. They've got the little no, you're all good. You got all of, you got Meg right there with the different accents. The cool chandelier right here. It's so cool. Hercules over there and all that stuff. And also I do love the chairs because it has Meg and the muses as well. So this is where you can come get your coffee. Later in the day you can get your drinks. Like I said, I'll show the full menu for you guys so you can see it. You just have the little flower as well that she was given by Hercules when she was falling in love, when she said, I can't fall in love. Continue on the port side, and we will go back to the starboard side. This is where we had to bounce a little bit. But as you can see, because this is themed towards heroes versus villains, you now see these really cool paintings. I'm not gonna say who they are, but I want everyone to make a guess of what each one is. So you got this one right here. This one's gonna be easy to guess. This one should also be good to guess because the answer is in the picture. And then this one as well. But if you continue on, you come up to Hook's Barbery. Now this is where, for the men, if you want to get your hair cut, your beard trimmed, you want to taste some bourbon, this is where you can actually come in and check all of that out. You can kind of see they've got it all themed towards Captain Hook, being on the ship, Mr. Smee. So it's kind of a cool experience. If you're on one of the long hauls, like the 7 nights, these are a really cool experience to check out. As you can see, got their little place to do all that. They can take care of you. Again, it's all done on reservation based, so you'll be able to do all that. And then continue on right there. You can see Neverland. Now what I'm going to do, because I want some fresh air really quick, is before we go back to the other, before we go back to the other side, I want to go out here because I see another Disney ship, and I think it's still the Dream, but let me go check. Just want to show you guys what the Promenade does look like if you are interested. So again, the Promenade does not go all the way down and around like it does on other ships. It does stop kind of right about there, so just keep that in mind. But this is where you can come out, you can come enjoy, see the open ocean. A little bit rockier today, a little bit rougher stuff, but you can see all the way out there. There is another Disney ship, and as I said, I think that is the Dream. So I wonder if we're just literally circling each other because we're both out at days at sea. But this is an area where they do have shuffleboard. Some of the characters will come out and hang out, and there are loungers to come and hang out around as well. So again, down to a certain point, there are a set of stairs to take you out to deck 5. We'll be going out there, and I did it right this time, and I'm actually going to be on deck 5 at the forward, so you can go out there. You can continue to the starboard side, so the right of Cafe Megara. You come to the right, and here's where you're going to find the Untangled Salon. This is where, again, as it is, it's a salon nail service for women and everything else, where they come in, get their nails done, they can get their feet taken care of. It's a really cool experience, and I just love that it's themed towards Tangled. I will show you more, but there's a lot of them in here. But stop and look at these. These are so cool. So you have Encanto right here. Then you've got Rapunzel, which is very fitting because it is right across the way from the Untangled Salon right here, which is open from 8 to 11 and then 2 to 9. Continuing on, you now have The Little Mermaid with Ariel, Sebastian, and Flounder. And this one, I love how this is like almost like a 3D model or 3D cutout print. And then of course next to it, you have Arendelle. You have Arendelle and the Frozen Sisters with Kristoff, Sven, and of course, the little snowman himself, Olaf. But continuing on, we are now to the aft of the ship, the butt of the ship, the back of the ship, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be your second dining location. This is going to be your World of Marvel. Now, World of Marvel is on every single one of the Wish class ships. As it pertains, it is Marvel themed. Now on ours, we had the Groot celebration with Rocket. On some, you have the Quantum Adventures with Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I've always loved these bronze cutouts of him. This is honestly though, I will say this is probably my least favorite restaurant when it comes to the dining, like rotation, the rotational dining on board the Disney ships. I'm not saying it's bad. There's just other good stuff, especially when you think of this ship. You have 1923, which has the best food, but then you have the Pride Lands, the Feast of the Lion King, which has got the best show. So this is going to be one of your dining locations. You'll dine at every one of the locations at least once to experience their show they have to offer. And now we are to the aft elevators. It's time to head on up to deck number 5. Once we get past deck number 5, this is where we're going to get kind of quick. We're going to skip 6 and 7, even though our stateroom's on 7. I'll show you guys our stateroom when we're up there and talk a little bit more about that. We're going to go up to 8 because I want to show you guys where the Fairy Tale Fresh laundry space is. So if you guys are looking to do any laundry, that's where you go. Then we'll continue all the way up to deck 11. Deck 11 is where we'll go back out. And then once we get to deck 11, we're going to kind of do a little bit like when we did on the Treasure. We're going to go to the front, forward. We're going to do all the forward stuff. We're going to go all the way up, check everything out first before we do any of that stuff. Then we'll come back to 11, go up to the aft, go all the way up and do that as well. Just so that it makes it a little bit easier on myself, because usually I like to go straight across. But when you get to deck 11, that's the last way you can go straight across on. So we'll do forward or aft, whatever I'm at, we'll do that. I just wanted to tell you guys that just so you guys are aware how I'm gonna do this, so you guys can keep an easier track of where we are at. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. These first few levels are fine. It's just getting to those top levels gets a little funky. We are up to deck number 5 and we are in the aft of the ship. We're going to start out by going to the left side, the port of the ship, because I want to show you guys where one of the tweens club is. So tweens and teens also have their own space, not just the kids, but the tweens. This is going to be Edge. Edge is going to be one of these cool, it's going to be in this one, and you have to go into, you have to scan in. Again, they have to be set up for it. And you can see though, they do have books and everything of the different adventures they have to offer. And what's actually really cool about this is that when they want to leave, they can either leave out of that door or the very last elevator on the left has a back set of doors that they can actually go in to the elevator to go up and down. And we actually got to see that yesterday for the first time, and it was actually a really cool, it was really interesting to see. Now we are going to continue on to the starboard side. We'll go back to the port side, but we're going to go to the starboard side. Port side, that was starboard. Yes, we're left side, so port. This is going to be the third dining location. This is going to be Pride Lands, Feast of the Lion King. And the best way I can describe this is take Festival of the Lion King, put it on a ship, and eat food while watching. That is how I can describe it. The place is amazing. I'm hoping to show you all the stuff we have seen. This is a fantastic location. So this is the one that changes on every one of the Wish class. So on the Destiny, it is Pride Lands. On the Treasure, it is Coco. And then on the Wish, it is Arendelle and Frozen. This is gonna be your big show. This is gonna be the big production show they have. It's gonna have a stage right in the middle and everyone eats around it. And so it is a very fun place. This is my favorite one. And I'm still trying to debate. Is this better than Coco? You'll have to wait to see, because I'm gonna do a full breakdown of comparing the ships. This is honestly also one of my favorite pieces of art is this art where it shows the Disney Destiny coming in. You got the heroes on one side with Pride Rock. We've got the villains, probably with the evil Maleficent's castle. And the Disney Destiny joining the fleet, becoming the 6th cruise line in the fleet to join. And it always looks like they're kind of running to catch up with everyone else, because you've got the Magic class right back here with Magic and Wonder, the Dream class with the Dream and the Fantasy, and the 2 Wish, and the Wish and the Treasure. And I really want a piece like this, but I want to wait till all the ships are in. And I mean, technically all the ships are, but there's new ships that they're creating as well. But continuing on, now you come to Mickey's of Mainsail. This is going to be on the port side of the ship. Mickey's of Mainsail is going to be your big, your Disney, your Destiny, all your merch. This is where it's going to be. This is where you're going to find everything you have. Right now, just like you saw on mine, Spirit Jersey, they have a lot of the inaugural sailing stuff. No maiden voyage stuff, because that's going to be only available, as it says, on the maiden voyage. So if you're looking for anything in particular, this is where you're going to come down to. This stretches pretty much half of the ship length right here. So if you can't find something here, then I have questions about what you can and can't find. They also do have stuff for the little ones. And you can actually buy, if you need any sort of meds, you can actually buy meds here as well. So it's really nice and it's a really cool place. First night is always hectic because they cannot open the shops. Right now the shops are not open because it's too early in the day. But the shops cannot be opened until they get a certain mileage off, because no tax on anything. So any of the prices you see is what you're end up going to be paying. So if you go to the starboard side, like we talked about, there is Edge. Along this wall right here, between Edge and Cafe Merida, are all going to be all of these tablets. What these are going to be where you're going to scan if you take any pictures through the photo people on board. And you only have until the cruise ends. So the day literally you get off the ship is when you can download them, buy them, any of that nature. Once you are done, once you're off, they all disappear and they get reset for the next cruise. So make sure if you do that, or you get the package, make sure you take care of that. Getting the package is a really cool thing if you are like a first time cruising, or it's like, you know, hopefully me and Kayla, hopefully one day when we have our first kids with us, we will do that. But that's what it is. And then just to the left is Shutters. So this is your portrait studio. This is where they actually come in and you can take pictures and get like professional pictures done. It's a really cool experience to do if you're looking for those really nice, wonderful pictures. And then you do have the gallery of all the different things they do have. We said the different types of photos you could take. There's some lightsabers. And continuing on, like I said, they have plenty of these spaces as well. Right here, you can see they got a lot of places where you can actually check your photos if you need to. And the port side come back together. You have Cafe Merida. This is another one of those coffee locations, alcoholic locations, and this one gets leaned towards Merida from the Disney Pixar Brave. And this is where I love getting coffee. What's the cool thing about getting coffee on the ships is that you can actually, if you get a card and you get coffee, I think either 5 or 6 times, you then get a free coffee. So for those long haul trips like the Treasure and stuff like that, or you have a lot of people, buying a coffee, and they're about $5 to $6, so it's not horribly expensive. But this is a great place. It's got a lot more seating. It's got places where you can hang stuff. And usually sometimes underneath, they do have outlets. Yep, they do have outlets underneath. So it's cool to have. And then look, it's the little cookies that turned Merida's brothers into bears. So this is gonna be on deck 5 between Mickey's and Mainsail and Shutters. And then once you turn around, like I was telling you earlier, there is another place for a preview center for the Cruise Vacation Club. So Disney Vacation Club does have access to be able to take cruises through your points. However, there's a lot of points to do it, but if you're interested in any sort of previews, you can actually come in here and they can show you some of the different room models they've got, from the 1-bedrooms to the 2-bedroom suites. And also love that they still have the model of the Riviera. And then if you are coming in, they do show you some of the other places that they do have to offer around the world. So if you're looking to maybe join Disney Vacation Club, this is the place you come to do and check it out. But now let's get one more good really look of the atrium space once again. So this is the atrium from the deck 5. And this is why I said I love the way this is, because anytime they have anything going on in here, you have 3 levels to go and check it out, plus all the space down there, plus the lighting effect. I think the only thing is though, if you are looking to see if there's any characters, the wonderful chandelier does block you a little bit, but that is okay. You can see King T'Challa down here, and you can just see the design of the floor. Like we were talking about earlier, you got the panthers going around, you've got the heart-shaped flowers that give King T'Challa his powers, or anyone who takes over the Black Panther, their powers of strength, and essentially not immortality. It just gives them the strength and the power of the Black Panther. But as you can see on the port side right here, you do have Mickey's Mainsail Lakes that it goes all the way down to the very end right there. So it starts all the way down by the elevators, down by Pride Lands, all the way down to the end. That's how big Mickey's Mainsail is. And just one more really cool look of the atrium, the Grand Hall. It is so cool. And like I said, the lighting effect in here is next to none amazing. So now the one area that I got caught up last year, I don't think I got to show you guys because I got a little bit hit with a copyright issue. So I wanted to come out here because I wanted to check out the Disney Art on Demand. This is the place, if it's going to hurt my wallet, this is what's going to hurt my wallet. Because you can come in here and the complete Disney collection inside the Disney Destiny joins the fleet, Disney Cruise Line, Mickey and Minnie on a date, and then all the different artwork I've seen all throughout the ship. So if you are interested in any of that stuff, you can actually come here to check it out and order it for yourself. So if you want to spend any more money than you've already spent on this cruise, that's the place to do it. Continuing on, we will go to the other side because there's a point I want to show you guys. Here is Saga once again. So this Saga, like I said, Saga has 2 levels to it because it does have full production. It's got video screens. So if you can't see the stage, they actually portray what's going on the stage there and on the video as well. It's got very comfortable seats. This is, like I said, a very popular location for like trivia, for shows, for activities. I think this is where they did Match Your Mate, which is one of the most hilarious things on every cruise ship, where they bring 3 couples up, they ask them questions. They always look for couples that are like just married or still dating, couples who've been together for about a decade, and then ones who've been together for, 40 plus years. And so this is a cool space to come into. You can see that it does also have charging points, lots of seating, lots of stuff going on. It is a very cool space, and I love this a lot for this class because they utilize the space a lot more. And when you run those big shows, this is a great place to come to. So then you can come back. Right over here is going to be the Cask and Cannon. Cask and Cannon is the Pirates Lounge that is themed towards Pirates of the Caribbean. So I've not gone in here. Hopefully by the time I put this up, we will have gone in there, checked it out and everything else. And I've also shown you what stuff they do have to offer. because I want you guys to know what every single lounge has. I mean, you do have your basic drinks like old fashions, any of that nature, but they're especially drinks specifically made for each of these lounges that are designed. So like the Saga, I hopefully showed you that. Cask and Cannon, hopefully I'm showing you everything. This is also a place where they're gonna be playing live sports. This is your sports tavern. This is your sports area if you're gonna be coming in to see, because they have screens everywhere to watch sports. So like if you're on, like last night was Thursday, so there was Thursday night football last night, so they did play that. But we do need to go back up and around because I need to show you something on the starboard side of the ship so you guys can see that. But again, another kind of good little view of Saga. You can see the stage down there. It's a whole production. They've got lighting, they've got effects. It is an amazing space and I always love it. The fact that we have only been in it like once, kind of sad, because when we were on the treasure, I felt like every time we did something it was there. But right across the way on the starboard side, you do have Triton Lounge. This is not what you would think, oh, it must be aerial themed. Nope. It is purely an activities lounge. So this is where you're gonna have most of your activities. So like Ultimate Disney Trivia, Friends with Bill W, Learn to Draw with Captain Mickey, Broadway, Crafts, Marvel Trivia, and all that stuff. That's where this is gonna be. Oh, see, remember what I'm talking about? Disney Junior Dance Party. So the little ones come in here and they can actually dance. It's pretty cool. But this is where Triton Lounge is going to be where you're going to have most of your activities going on. And this space gets very full, very fast. And this is the same one on all 3 Wish class ships. Now, if you go past Saga on the starboard side, the right side of the ship, right before you get to the Atrium, right around this corner, you see this little indent? There's something pretty cool in here. The Disney Studio. Now, what goes on with the Disney Studio? This is where you will have Dr. Facilier and his parlor. This is where you'll come in, you'll meet the man, the shadow man, the stuff that he does, and he'll have a card trick or 2 up his sleeve. Only downside is you cannot take any video or footage while that is going on. So if you're ever looking for that, it's gonna be right here where you can meet the shadow man himself, and then more bathrooms and stuff to be seen. So let's continue past the forward elevators because we gotta find Census Spas and Census Fitness Center. Here are the forward elevators here on deck 5. Again, your villains. But we're gonna go past them because if you're looking for the Census Spa, when you get up past this way, you're gonna immediately make a left to the port side. And this is where you're gonna find Census Spa. This is where you're gonna find the rainforest room, massages, acupuncture, all the stuff you might want while on a trip. Now this is all ran through a third party. This is not Disney doing this. This is the Census group that does this. So, and also when you get on the ship on your embarkation day, head here right away to get a raffle because they do raffles where they raffle off certain things and experiences. So if you are interested in the Census Spa, go up there, check it out on the first day because they have a huge open house and they also have a lot of seminars and things you can learn about. But this is also where they're trying to upsell you for things. And then if you go to the starboard side, the right side of the ship, you have Census Fitness. This is going to be where you have your small fitness center. This is where you're going to have treadmills, ellipticals, some free weights, some machines and everything else. It's going to be right in here. And this is usually open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. As you can see, it is very busy in there right now. And we went in there the other day, so I'll show you guys some of the footage I got of it as well. So if you're looking to work out on your vacation, which I've actually been doing, this is where we're gonna go. But we're actually gonna head out now because we need to head outside. We need to head outside to the promenade on deck 5 because we're going to the front of the ship. But you can see this brings you back outside. So not only you can get out past the decks and get a little bit of that fresh sea air, especially on your sea days. Yeah, that is the dream. I think we're just circling each other. That is hilarious. But if you're wondering what I was talking about, is that you can actually go to the very front part of the ship and you take some stairs, it'll take you to the very front. If you walk all the way to the front, you can actually go all the way up and around both sides and stuff. But if you take this stairway right here, this is gonna take you up to the very front of the ship. Now, a lot of other cruise lines have been doing this beforehand, but this class of ship was the first time Disney cruise ships have had this. You walk all the way up to the front point of the ship. No flash photography allowed because there is the captain is right up there and everything. But I don't think I showed you guys this on the treasure. And I'm kind of bummed I didn't show you guys. But this is also part of the census and everything else. If you do pay for it, they do have some hot tubs, some places to sit. You can hear it, it's very relaxing. It's got a relaxing vibe to it. But yep, you can see right there, front of the ship right there. So these 4 levels, those are gonna be staterooms. And honestly, I would love to stay in a stateroom that has that view right there, because then you're just looking at where we're going. And you can see 1 level up is where the crew works, where the captain drives and steers and commands the ship. But you come all the way out to the very front of the ship, right here. It's a very cool experience to have because of the fact that there's not any other Disney ships. And most other ships, this is actually going to be a helipad right here. And for Disney, a place for us to come out and hang out, and they used it for the Census Spa. It is such a cool thing to walk up here and see this. This is something I didn't show on the Treasure, and I'm still really kicking myself that I didn't show that. So if you guys are interested, coming up to see something, a very unique experience where you're literally at the front of the ship, maybe create your own Titanic moment, which I would not recommend doing. You could literally be at the very front of the ship. All right, let's head back inside. It's getting hot, and I always wear the Spirit jersey of the ship I'm exploring when I explore it. So I'm sweating a little bit. All right, really quickly though, before I get back to the elevators, we are gonna really go quickly from 6 to 10. We are gonna stop at level 8 because I need to show you guys where the laundry room is. So if you guys need to do any laundry, that's where you need to go. But decks 6 through 10 is nothing but staterooms. So these staterooms are gonna include your rooms with a veranda ocean view. Now there's different types of verandas in those rooms. There's like a family room, there's obstructed views, there's something else, I can't remember what Kayla called it, but those are gonna be where all your verandas are gonna be. Majority of this ship is made up of verandas. Out of the 1,200 staterooms, I think they said about 900 of them are verandas or rooms with a balcony. They also do have some ocean view rooms as well. And they do have inside rooms throughout those as well. So I hopefully showed you guys some of those, what they look like, gave you a little bit of a view of ours. And they do have accessibility rooms, just like the one we're staying in, where if you need one because you have a wheelchair or scooter, they could fit in just fine. And they don't have the tub to step over and worry about maybe missing a step. So head back inside, go up to deck 8, go check out the laundry room. We're up to deck number 8. In deck 8, in the forward, right past the elevators, is going to be Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry. This is going to be your space where you can come in to do your laundry and stuff. It must be closed right now. Must be open at a certain point during the day. I'll have to look it up. But this is where you can also, you have plenty of places where you can buy Tide, dryer pads, dryer sheets. You can use it to wash, clean, and I think it even has a place where on your app, there's an app that you can use to check on the progress of your laundry as well. It's only on deck 8 and it's very forward. So for someone like me and Kayla and our family, we're all the way at the aft. So if we had to do this, it would have to come all the way forward, which unfortunately we just bring enough clothes to last. So I know some people travel light, we don't. So, all right, back up to deck. Now we're heading up to deck 11, because now we're getting into all the fun stuff. In each elevator, there is a place where if you're looking for anything where it might be, this will tell you where it is. So it gives you a quick little guide. All right, now we are up to deck 11. So deck 11 does have more staterooms, but this is also gonna be your concierge staterooms, your expensive staterooms. These are also gonna be your big hero 6 themed staterooms, which is the ones I really wanna stay in, to be honest. Those are the ones I want to be in. And so if you are looking, that's where you'll go. And they do have regular staterooms, but mostly it is for the concierge. So now we're gonna head out from the forward elevators out to the top deck, because we're gonna be hitting the quick service locations and the food festival, Mickey's Food Festival. So when you first walk out, the first thing you're gonna see is Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue. As its title says, barbecue. And this barbecue is actually really good for a cruise ship that is not in Texas. And I always will be critical of it, but you can see you have different stuff. You have barbecue smoked brisket, pork ribs, smoked chicken, pulled pork, and kielbasa sausage. And all the different sides, the good sides as well. If you go to the right side of the, to the left side of the ship, to the port side, you have Daisy's Pizza Pies, and I will tell you right now, these are some of the best pizzas I've had on any cruise ship. But they do make them pretty much fresh, and it takes a little bit of time for them to get to them. So different lines they have: the prosciutto pizza, 4 cheese, pepperoni, margarita, and a plant-based sausage one. Then if you continue on, just past that one, you have Donald's Cantina. This is essentially your Chipotle on the high seas. This is where you can build your own burritos, tacos, or bowls. They're filled with your seasoned beef, chicken, pork, carnitas, rice, beans, fajita vegetables, topped with guacamole, salsa, sour cream, queso fresco, or Mexican blend. And this is always one of my favorite places to eat at. We ate it yesterday. I got a bowl, loved it. Probably will come back here at some point today to have it one more time before we get off this ship. All right, so you go to the right side of the ship, you have Goofy's Grill. This is where you're gonna have your hamburgers, your cheeseburgers, plant-based and possible burgers, beef hot dogs, sausage, grilled bratwurst, crispy chicken tenders, and french fries. Lots and lots of french fries. And then just right past it, you're gonna have Minnie's Delights. This is gonna be the soft serve, the mountains and mountains of soft serve ice cream to be right in here. And then they also do offer some fresh fruit. So a really good place. This has a really good line, and they always have 4 people usually working this at a time. Not open right now for ice cream though, but. And then right to the left past it is the Lookout, another one of your bars, another place you can get coffee. This is where you're gonna get anything up on the upper decks if you are interested in any of that stuff. And the nice thing about Disney Cruise Lines is your sodas are all included with your voyage fare. So you can come up here, fill up your water bottles, you can fill up cups with drinks, water, all that stuff, and including also, they do have coffee, hot chocolate, and all this stuff. Now it's not anything special with the coffee, but it's a very good place to get that stuff. And then you do have some extra little bars as well. But now you're getting out into the mid-ship. Right here you have Funnel Vision, aka the large TV screen that they play movies on. Right now you can see they are playing Hercules. Here at the very front they have the Mickey's pool. Underneath this is a pool underneath, and it's a very deep, it's actually a very shallow pool that goes along with it. Then you see plenty of places to sit. And originally I said deck 11 we would then have to go. It's deck 12 we would have to do that. We have to transition to go into forward or back. So we're gonna come over here, and this is gonna be your other pool. This is gonna be Minnie's pool. This pool is only a 2-foot deep pool, but I love these pools because you can actually sit in these pools, sit and watch your movies as you are watching Funnel Vision. And as you see, they are prepared for a day at sea. They've got all their chairs out. They've got all the chairs have a towel on them. Very fun, very exciting, lots of things to see. We are now going to go back inside because there are 2 things on this level we need to check out. Actually, 3 things we need to check out on this level. In here, you're going to have Edna Mode. Edna Mode is the sweets treats section. This is where they're going to have specialty treats, macaroons, ice cream, all that stuff, all themed towards Edna. And I do love Edna so much. She is amazing. She is fabulous. She is wonderful. And this is where you're going to have all of your food and stuff. And they do offer an incredible Sunday cart to have. So make sure if you want any of those specialty treats, you come in here to check all of that out. We have not had anything from here yet, and it does not open until 11. Maybe we'll get something today. Not sure yet. But if you go straight across past the aft elevators, before you get to Marceline Market, which is the buffet, and we'll do a quick walkthrough of Marceline Market, you have Dory's Forget-Me-Nots. This is the last gift shop you will see. In here they have basic stuff. They have cruise line stuff. They have a lot of Disney themed stuff. They have the inaugural stuff. They have Lion King, Hercules, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Edna, The Incredibles, and a couple of baseball jerseys as well. But also up here they do have some basic needs if you need. They got goggles, sunscreen, little swimmers, any of that stuff. Again, it's why it's called Dory Forget-Me-Not, because say you forgot something and you needed it for the pool, you can come right up here to check it out. And this is on deck 11 on the port side of the ship. Now getting into one of the bigger areas is the Marceline Market space, cooking with character. This is gonna be your buffet. So you can have, so for breakfast and lunch, you can either eat at one of the sit-down locations if they are available, or you can come up here and have lunch at Marceline Market. And this, before you go in, you need to wash your hands because Disney's very big about that. But it's a very cool aspect. I mean, it says market, but it's just the buffet. To enter into Marceline Market, immediately off to the left, they do have a place where you can get coffee, drinks, and all that stuff up here. Again, I'll show you the menu for that so you guys can see it all and make sure you check that out. If you're looking for one of those specialty coffees, like I said, regular coffee is free. Specialty coffee like lattes, cappuccinos, mochas, those are going to cost you extra. But this is going to be one of the most popular areas. It's going to be the Marceline Market. So you have different places you can get scrambled eggs, all sorts of food, and all that. Hello. But also, make sure you check out all of the stuff because it is themed with different characters in mind. So like you do have Remy's, you have a little Remy up there. But you continue on all the way through everything. You have signature choices. It's split into 5 different areas. You have Chef's Choice, Signature Choices. You have the Kids Counter, which Kids Counter for breakfast usually means Mickey waffles. Lots and lots of Mickey waffles. And I am kind of bummed because apparently on our Castaway Key Day is when they have the churro waffles. The churro waffles are always some of the best. Then you continue on, you have the Market Deli. And again, this will be the same on both sides. So if you are looking for something and you go to one side, it's going to be the same exact thing on the other side, but it just may be fresher. You eat there, go through there, and then they do also have a place where you can create your own omelet. But as you can see of the design of it, it's a very cute little space. Lots of space to sit. You can even sit out on the balcony on the back. So it is a very good spot if you are looking for food and need some good sustenance to go along with it. And like I was saying earlier, if you go to the other side, it is all the same food and stuff here. But if one side's kind of busy, go to the other side. It may not be nearly as busy. It's going to be only busy this morning purely because of the fact that it is a day at sea. There are no port adventures. We are not getting off the ship today. Next time we get off the ship will be tomorrow when we have to exit. But as you can see, and you also have drinks and stuff in here as well. And apple juice, orange juice, cranberry juice, and all that stuff is stuff that you also can get as well. Ooh, when most wanted, cupcakes only at Attila the Bun. So make sure you check this space out if you're looking for your food, your buffet. And I know a lot of people like Marceline Market. We like eating at 1923 because I like getting one thing at 1923, and that is their Eggs Benedict. They're so good. Originally, I was going to go up to 12 and go back and forth between the two sides, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and do what I was going to do originally. So we are on deck 11. I'm going to take these stairs to deck 12 because we are to the back of the ship and we're up to more teens club space up here. So you have the Hero Zone in here. Hero Zone, this is a space that has like basketball courts. Yesterday had the Incredibles course. You can play foosball, air hockey, and all of that stuff. It's not open right now, but hopefully I got footage of it so I can show you guys later what it would look like. You then have Vibe, which is the teen club. Within here you have video games, you have shows, they do activities in here as well. Oh, and the lights change color. That's really cool. And again, Big Hero 6 with Baymax and Hero. Then we're gonna head through this door. And if you're looking for your specialty dining spots, so the Rose, which is one of the bars, and I'll show you guys what the menu is for the Rose really quick. That's gonna be in here. Then, if you're also looking for Palo Steakhouse or Enchante, the premier dining, you're gonna go through the Rose. The Rose is themed towards Beauty and the Beast, as you can see right here. Now, the Enchante is the most expensive dining experience you can do. But you see they do have Palo Steakhouse, and Palo Steakhouse has a big meaning because this is the space that has been on every Disney ship, because Palo relates back to the Italy heritage of where the magic and wonder were originally designed in Italy. So a little bit of class, a little bit of reminder of where the ships came from and how they were originally built. So let's continue on up to deck number 13 in the aft. So we are going to go ahead and go through the aft section all the way up to deck 14. Show you guys everything over here from the Quiet Cove, the adult only section with the pool, where the only hot tub is accessible for everyone is on the ship, the AquaMouse, and the Cove Cafe. So we're gonna check all of that stuff out. Okay. If you ever do get kind of lost, you can come to this. This is on at every elevator, and it gives you the deck you're currently on and what's on each one of these decks. So deck 13, we came off these elevators, and there are only certain elevators that go all the way up to deck 13. So if you're looking to get to 13 through the elevators and you get one of the first like 6 closest to the stairs, just get up to 11, then take it up from there. But on deck 13 right here, here's where you're gonna have the AquaMouse. So you can see here's the AquaMouse right here. This is gonna be their water coaster, and this is the one that's on every single one of the Wish class ships. You actually don't have to worry about like climbing these stairs to get to it because it has a little lift hill that takes you up into it, takes you through the front and the back funnel. Once we have written it, I will be able to put that footage in for you guys so you can check it out. They do have 2 different storylines. They have the Curse of the Golden Egg, or the Curse of the Temple with the Golden Egg, and then Villain's Mountain, which is, of course, the reason why. It's because we are on the Destiny and it's Villain's Mountain. So it's a really cool experience. It's one of my favorite things. And if you can deal with it at night when it's freezing cold, watching that being at night is pretty cool because it looks much different. Now we're gonna head to the starboard side of the ship, right side. Head out here to the adult only space. But as you can see, the AquaMouse has an enclosed tunnel. That is because there are screens inside of it that go all the way up and around, and then it goes down into like the actual itself, and it goes all the way around. Kind of have to hurry. It looks like it's gonna rain. Ooh! Oh look, see, there they go right now. Very cool experience. But now we are into the adult only area. And the thing about this though is that when you walk back here, you have to walk back this way to get back to it. So, and then if you're looking for the only hot tub on the cruise ship that's not accessible through either a private suite or the Sensa Spa, here it is right here. As soon as you come out to deck 13 onto the starboard, the right side of the ship, right past the tunnel, the funnel, or the tube for the AquaMouse. So we're gonna continue on to the full aft to show you guys this back here. And now we are walking to the back area, and you've got the Quiet Cove bench pool and the Quiet Cove panorama pool. So you got the bench pool, which is just this little pool right here that just has a little bench in it. Sit and relax, especially if you have something to drink. It's only 6 inches deep. But then you have the big pool right here on the back that's got the panorama where you can watch out at the back. See a Disney Cruise cargo ship over there. Then behind it, you do have the Cove Bar. Cove Bar, just again, another bar. Again, I'll show you all the stuff they have to offer as quick as I can. If it's going too fast, just make sure you slow it down or you stop it where you want to see something, because I want to make sure that you guys can check everything out on the menus they have to offer. Now, the menus can change as the time goes on, so make sure you're aware of that. Before we get to the Cove Cafe, I want to walk up to this, because this is the highest deck that you can actually get to, is deck 14. And what's cool about deck 14, this is just a nice little space. You can come up, relax, and get away. So this is, like I said, the way you can get away from, if you've got kids, or you're getting away from the kids, or you want a little bit of quiet. This is a wonderful space. They got plenty of different chairs, seats. They'll have servers who will serve you any drinks from the bar if you like. So you don't have to worry about going down anywhere to get that. And it's just a nice little place to sit, on the back of the ship, seeing where we've been, not where we're going. Because sometimes where we're going could be means the end of this cruise. Seeing where we've been reminds you of all the fun you've had. I just noticed this, and it's actually a really cool feature, is that right here, there's if you are in a wheelchair or need accessibility, they have a way to get you up the stairs up to that section. So if you want to get away from everything, you can actually use this. You probably need the cast member's help to help you out with that, but that's a really cool feature that I didn't even recognize. So if you go past the Cove Bar right here, you continue on down this way, you have the Cove Cafe. And the Cove Cafe, as it is, this is another one of your big coffee locations. Now, you can't get past this point though, you can't get back, because right there's the AquaMouse. But let's go into the Cove Cafe, because I've not been in here yet on this trip. And it's usually themed towards Moana, and I always love it. It's a very cute space to come in and look. Got all like the art. It's a very wonderful little space. Plus, it's just quiet and get away from everything. So that's gonna be all the way on the aft, on the port side, but you have to walk all the way around because there's no way to access anything from there on to get there. So, all right, let's make our way back to deck 12. Let's go across and head up to the forward section before we call it from our ship tour. This has been a very detailed ship tour because I want to make sure you guys can see everything and anything that is going on. All right, so now we're back to deck 12. And on deck 12, in between deck 11 and 12, there are 2 other pools. Then you have the Goofy pool and then the Donald pool. These 2 pools are not open, and I'm really upset because these can get up to 4 feet 6 inches. They're super deep. They've just not been open. And I don't think they were even open on our last cruise either. So, but you can see that the way the design is, they've got 2 pools on deck 11, 2 between deck 11 and 12, and then 2 on 12 itself. So a little bit more pools than were on the other class of ships. And then lots of seating, lots of places to sit. Only downside is if you're right underneath the AquaMouse, you're gonna get wet because it drips. So now we're gonna get to the forward, and this will be pretty much the end of our tour as we get closer up here. When you get to 12, you're gonna have multiple things. You have Wheezy's Freezies, so frozen drinks, smoothies, and all that stuff. You'll have that here. But right across the way is the Toy Story Splash Zone. This has not been open while we've been on this ship, unfortunately. Not sure why, but it just hasn't been. But for the little ones, this is where they can come play, get wet, hang out, and everything of that nature. And then just to the right of it, they do have Slidosaurus Rex, which is the little yellow slide that is right coming out of the funnel. And it's good for all kids of all ages to go, but you have to be 36 inches or tall to ride it. So that's that. All right, let's continue up. We got one more level to get to, and then we will call it from our ship tour. All right, we are now up to deck 13. And deck 13, you're gonna have the Currents. I think it's what this bar is called up here. Luckily, I'll show you guys what the name of it is anyway, so you guys can see it. If you're looking underneath, this is, actually I think this is deck 14. But this deck right here, this is the Concierge Lounge, will be down on this level, so deck 13. So again, you can't get to 14. 14 is the highest level you can get to. So deck 13, some more concierge rooms and the Concierge Lounge. And like I said it before on many other times, if you are on a Disney cruise, there are always gonna be 2 funnels to aesthetic pleasing. It's the Disney cruise like symbol. Only one of these funnels is real. The back funnel is real. It's where the exhaust comes from, the engines. And then you've ever noticed Disney cruise lines, you don't see that black smoke coming out as much like you do like on a Carnival ship. It's because Disney's very good on the whole naturally burning clean energy. The front funnel is fake. Now what's in this front funnel? This is gonna be the Destiny Tower Suite that's gonna be designed around Iron Man and his apartment and his space. That's what's gonna be here. So that is something to keep in mind. It is a 2-story, highest level room you can get. It's the highest level. It's like over 2,200 or 2,500 square feet. It's multi-level. It's got like 4 bedrooms. You have your own like you have your own like concierge person that will help you with everything. The only downside is you have these windows. Now you can't see in, they can see out, but when you're looking out, all you're looking at is this bar. Kind of a weird design, but if you've got the money to spend it and you want to do it, I get it. All right, and continuing on to the last bit of the ship tour. One, if you come to the port side, left side of the ship, you can see this sign here that says new build S.706 from the Meyer Wharf, Papenburg, Germany. That is the build number for the Disney Destiny. Now I need to go back and see, is the Treasure and Wish 704, 705, and then 706? Or was it not quite so? But then you come all the way to the front. There is the most famous cruise horn on the ocean is the Mickey horn. And that's when, like I said, plays multiple different horns, and it is just a giant speaker. I know I say horn, but it is just a giant speaker. But then if you come all the way to the front, you have the Chippendale pool. It's a nice little pool to get away from everyone. Again, anyone can be in here. This is not an adult-only area. It's a nice little pool to get away from everyone and everything. And then if you want to, you can come all the way to the very front of the ship right here. You get some cool views to see, just like you were on deck 5/6. You can go all the way to the front, you can go there. But there is the Concierge Lounge pool space, which is right here on the ground level. Kind of funny they don't have it covered all the way up, but no big deal of that nature. So if you are wondering what that kind of looks like, it's there. And they do have like sunscreen, sun balm, all that stuff, so that it's all taken care of for you. What's also cool is on that same level, they have a heroes and villains suite that are specialty designed. They are huge rooms, second highest level tier, and they have their own loungers, and both of them have their own hot tubs as well. So that is something to, if you are ever going to be able to spend the money, that is a dream roll. That's a dream spot to be on for me. Would love to stay in one of those rooms at some point, because they then also have their own huge balcony and veranda as well. And if you come to the starboard side, the right side of the ship, there is lots of spaces that they will be able to set up. They got lots of loungers and chairs and things to hang out on. So there is plenty of space to hang out and to sprawl on. And so, but now that we've reached our end here, we're gonna call it. And with that, we are gonna finish up our complete tour of the brand new Disney Destiny cruise ship from the Disney Cruise Line. And man, oh man, this ship has a lot to see, a lot to do, and many things. This ship class is actually becoming my favorite ship class. Now, is this one better than the Treasure, or is the Treasure better than the Destiny? That's for another video. You guys are gonna come back for that. So, but if you guys have any questions about the Disney Destiny, leave them down in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer anything and everything I can remember from our time aboard the ship. But with all that being said though, now that it has been done, we have one more day we have to experience on the Disney Destiny before we get off from our wonderful trip. So I need to head on down for breakfast at 1923. But with all that being said though, from our complete ship tour of the Disney Destiny aboard the newest ship, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know things you liked, some things you wish were different. But with all that being said though, as I do head on down for breakfast, I'll see y'all next time.